Gloves. Hey Carl, Travis. Alright, let's get some gloves on. Humidity's bad tonight. Drop the temperature down to 20. Stockholm's APL, Wayne, Swift. Alrighty, let's get those gloves back up there where they belong. You look like a donor board. Throw on the ground. I wasn't expecting to be doing a job, but this time of the night I was up at the other end of the location and doing administrative work and things like that, but I got a call from someone I know. It said their A1466 was working this morning. It's now just showing a green light or orange light, but nothing happens, no fan spin. So I'll just get this. So we got that Technicolor rainbow keyboard cover. So switch over to overhead. Transfer the screws across. No tea bags. What? Oh, what? Hey, Branimir. Hello. Harold Farnell. Hey. Floated Kathy. Hello, Kathy. Martin 1107's here, and Matthew Lambermont Sultan. Yes, very much some random guy. The X-Men Force. Hello. And yet you've got the V for what do you call it? Vendetta face on it. Yeah, flashing siren emergency. Oh, that's a good idea. Hey, Ed. Let's see. What was that rare screwdriver you're talking about you thought was faulty? Oh, right. Yeah, that's the short tip. It's just the PH000. There's the PH00, and then the 000 version is basically just a truncated top off that one. Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, so this is the 000. So we go. Okay, so it looks like its part number is 345290. 345290 PH000J. And yeah, they really do come into handy in their own right. So as you can see, it's basically just a truncated tip version. Yeah, it's about right. Yeah. Thought it was broken, but it ended up being quite handy. Oh, scores on the floor. Okay, you're a random bit of trash there. Okay, let's see. I haven't. Yeah, this thing's got a protector on it anyway. Let's get this battery out. I've tried it with the battery disconnected, same thing. Just green light, then orange light, then nothing, as in no fan spin, and my backfill light is not on, so I'll just have to get up and turn my light on. Nick Vasey. Call you Flood. Okay, I'll call you Flood. Right, backfill light. Yeah, Wayne, it's a 40mm shaft on it. Okay, so we've got damn brightness issues again. Yeah, we'll just live with it. Now, I've actually repaired this one before, and that's what's kind of throwing me a little bit. So I'm just going to go straight in, pull it out, see what might have happened. Apparently I was mentioning when I did repair it the last time that there was going to be some longevity issues. But overall it looks pretty damn clean up top. It should have been under warranty, this one, to be honest. Hey Luke, how's it going? Someone sent you the wrong book? Looks too clean. Yeah, it does, yeah. like I said, I know the people locally, so which is why, even though it's 9:45 at night, although obviously they brought it around a bit sooner, I told them just to bring it around and I'll have a look at it. Worst case scenario, if I can't fix it right now, I'll drop in a replacement board. Ooh, I wonder if the PCA is blown up on it. I guess we'll see. Is Anel in chat? Because if Anel's in chat, then PCH it might be. Hey Neil, how's it going? Maybe it's a new one, Wayne. Could be a new one. Did I do a Jason? What did Jason do? I haven't seen his latest videos today. I've been a little bit busy. I saw something about burning hot iPhone 6 or something like that. Hey Phil from Cognac, France, or Français. Bonjour. Ça va? And that is the end of my 12 months of French from school. Pretty much. Mind you, I'm still keeping busy with my Chinese learning at the moment. Although it's been 25, 26 days and I've only learnt 50 words apparently. So it's a bit depressing. Ça va très bien, merci. Yeah, I wish I knew how to say you're welcome. I get the gist of it though. It's actually been a couple of weeks since I've done a 1466, so it's a nice refreshing. I think that's half the reason why I jumped at it, is because I was thinking, oh boy, a chance to work on one of my favourite boards. To be fair, I think the 1466 has become everybody's favourite boards. Come on, off you come. Come on. There we go. Scary thing is I can't even see where I did work on it last year. I guess that's a good thing. Hey Rodrigo, hey short to ground, Captain Haddock. I don't swear like Captain Haddock. You take that back, Tintin. Okay, so we mostly got the usual. Oh, you are new. Oh crap! No, that's the CPU regulator, isn't it? I'm almost certain that's the CPU regulator. Anel's been around here. Okay. I'm going to bring up Boardview. But yeah, I'm fairly sure that is all in. So you just buy the BIOS. Dun dun dun, U7600. Oh, 1V05 SO power. Okay. No, we're good. PCH power. Yeah, I mean, we know it's not a absolute, but, you know. Anyway, that's kind of curious. What I'm going to do though is take the heatsink off, because otherwise, if I don't take the heatsink off, what's going to happen is the universe will decide that, well, I didn't take the heatsink off, so all the work that I might do on the back, trying to fix up that chip, replace the chip or whatever, will all be for naught, because what will happen is then it still won't work and I'll lift up this and it'll be a cracked PCH. But because I saw in advance of what was going to happen, I've decided to look at the PCH first, which means then it's not going to be a broken PCH chip. Is it? No? It's all good. Okay. Lucky us. Hey Travis. The other fun thing when you're doing live streams, and people who haven't done live streams will find this a little hard to understand, might go, why? Is that your brain does funny things, shorts out certain words that you try to say, and you replace words with wrong words at times. So we can sound like we're being complete idiots, but it's only because it can be a little bit tricky to have as much attention on the board as you need, and also speak to an audience, which is why it's quite amazing when people do it well, such as say with Lewis. It's quite a challenge. Okay, so we're just going to replace that chip, even though, yeah, we'll have a look and see what's going on under it. Looks pretty messy. It's not the worst, but it's not great. Yeah. Hey Warren, just clean this up a little bit, just a little. Yeah, looks like a. Okay. You got Mr. Murphy almost, but the trouble with Swift is, of course, Mr. Murphy's probably found a way around. There's always a loophole. Plus, US is younger, yeah, that probably does have some impacting in it. Alright, so I'm going to replace this sucker. What I will do first, though, is check for more areas, just in case. Like this fellow here can sometimes give grief, but that looks okay this time around. Just because you found one area of corrosion does not mean there are not more areas of corrosion. I'm not exactly sure what would have caused this. It doesn't look like your usual. Yeah, that's really not sure what to think of that. It's like some particle got sucked in and then it just sort of sat there and deteriorated. Is that holes in the... Hard to say if those holes are deliberate or whether it's just where they put the pin 1 marker. Now I know it's the pin 1 marker normally, but the trouble is there was some additional little pock marks in it, so I don't know whether it was popped itself in that location. And we do have little wings in here and things like that. Whiskers. Kitty cats probably. I mean, overall it looks really clean. So it's not uncommon for us to get bugs crawling into these places and then the bugs just drop dead. And when they die, they leave a bit of a mess. We'll check the CPU resistance while we're at it. Sometimes I have to work in front of a customer. I can't solder if I have to also entertain you. Yeah, it can always be fun. Okay, I don't think... It does get easier if you're either used to it or you're comfortable with the work that you're doing, or more comfortable. It's like the more you sort of subconsciously know what you're doing, the easier it tends to get. So we've got 18, 19 ohms on this, so that's okay. The CPU's fine, or at least it should be. Not like that one that we had the other day where it was 0. Okay, well I'm content now that I can go ahead with this replacement. So that means we've got to turn on our fume extractor, push the board up a little bit. Because I haven't put the shrouding back on the fume extractor, funnily enough, it actually performs worse. It's not really unexpected, it is entirely expected. It's just that you sort of initially think, oh, if you take the shroud or the restrictions away from something, it should be better. In terms of overall volume that it moves, sure. But in terms of focus on my workpiece, not so much. Also, got my fresh supply of flux. Is it turned up today? Let's see if this stuff's better than the previous one that we had. It certainly looks less yellow, so I'm very happy about that. I don't know if I can find... Yeah, here it is. Yep. So, I mean, how's this for a contrast? So this is the one that's been misbehaving, and this is the replacement. And we've got the wrong nozzle because we've been stuffing around for iPhones and fraternizing with the enemy. Hello, Russian friend that I never remember. Don't bother reminding me because I always forget anyway, but I know who you are. Hey, Sutterbridge. How's things in your side of the swamp? Get the flux from Lewis. Yeah, so this one's sticking around a lot more. It doesn't just burn off like the previous one did. Oh, that pad just came up. That was my fault. That was genuinely my fault. Fortunately, it didn't go very far, so we can resolve that. Easy to make mistakes. Yeah, this flux is 100 times better. Like when I'm trying to form the pads for the replacement with the previous flux, it would just it would evaporate away from around the tip of the soldering iron, whereas this one it's sticking around with the tip of the soldering iron. So there was definitely a problem with the previous formula, or at least it seems that way. Yeah, Wayne, I think it was a bad batch. Because I had 559 before, and yeah, it's... What have I just done? Yeah, I'm just going to have to squeeze my way out of this one. That chip is probably okay, but I'm going to replace it anyway. And as soon as I find a replacement... what have we got here? 50 milliamp, no spin. Funnily enough, you've had the same chip replaced. And, I would be very doubtful if Lewis got a counterfeit bunch, because I'm fairly sure he gets them direct from the supplier, the manufacturer. I would sooner say that they had a batch malfunction, as in something in their chemistry. Maybe one of the suppliers of their ingredients gave them the wrong thing. There's so many possible ways it could have happened. Yeah, Nick, well, the way to try it is, just try and do something like this, and if you find it just vaporizes off real quick and leaves you with nothing but a dry setup, then that's probably dodgy. Check with Lewis. Yeah, they could have forgotten to stir. So many possible things. Hey, Kristen, what? They're giving you grief? That's weird. Yeah. They used yellow snow. Hello, Ben Wilson. That's an appropriate comment, yes. But yeah, it's far more what it should be. Oh, the other test is after you've burned a bunch, the yellower stuff, it would go quite hard. Like, it would form a bit of a like amber consistency, whereas you can see this one is most definitely not doing that. This one is remaining perfectly liquid. Sure explains why I was having such a damn nightmare with it for quite a while though. It could have also just been a mislabeled batch. That's always the other possibility. As in, maybe it wasn't 559 I was using all along. Hey Max, from Poland I'm guessing. Thank you very much for your $8.99. I'm not sure what currency. I'm not sure how to pronounce that currency rather. Oh. Let's see if this picks up with the paper towel as well. It seems to be doing so. So that picks up much better with the paper towel as well. I like to, when I'm finished the job, paper towel up as much of the flux as I can. It means the ultrasonic cleaner then lasts a bit longer. The solution rather. Alrighty. So here we go. I kind of feel bad and good about this because clearly that was a new fault. It was not due to my previous rework that I did, whatever the heck it was, because I can't find it. Come on, in you go. We'll just test for a fan spin first up. We won't connect anything else. Let's see. Oh damn you, wrong mag safe. Okay, so here we go. Green light. Fan spin! Alright, we're fixed. Okay, I shouldn't really say we're fixed. Let's confirm that we do actually have a screen. Otherwise I will jinx myself and Murphy will come riding victoriously over the hill to say, I told you so, you thought you could outsmart me. You crazy Australian bastard. What have we got here? Nothing we can use. This is a 165, so I can't really use the MRI in it, but I'm still going to put the MRI in it. What? There's something in the USB port? Is there something in the port? There's something in the USB port. Let's have a look. There's an L worse than possibly. Alright. Why is that daughterboard USB port mangled like that? How did that even happen? Someone been messing around with this computer? We'll plug it in the other side. I want to see if we get display. But looks like we're going to have to fix up that daughterboard too. But that's kind of weird. Hey Steve K, how's it going? Go fan spin. We'll turn off the overhead light. Well, the screen energized, so that's good. I didn't hear a bong yet, but the volume could be set to 0. Hey, Headbin Harvest, how's it going? Come on. MRI does take a little while to boot sometimes. It's 550. We've got additional issues going on here. Still 550. Oh, there we go. Had me panicking for a few seconds there. Okay, now this will crash once it gets to the sensors section, but at least we can verify. Certainly it's a lot more lively than it was before. Hey Peter, how's it going? Tiggerland and Ludlow, welcome. Let's see, what's Luke saying? Australia's a hard country, so the Aussies should have more experience when it comes to hard solutions. Almost sounds suspicious. Okay, no battery, that's fine. No Wi-Fi. That's a concern. Because Wi-Fi is connected. And unfortunately it's crashed. Ha. Okie doke. Wi-Fi should be working. Well, we know it generally works. Ben Wilson, let's see, 2D3 is a lot more yellow than 559. Okay. So we're going for the mislabeling option. Someone put the wrong stickers on it all. Kind of curious why the Wi-Fi is complaining. Trying to think how I should best test this. What have we got? ASD, ASD, ASD is no good to us. And it wasn't because of the fact that the Wi-Fi antennas are not connected, it was simply because there's some issue with it. There's no ASD for this one. But I will boot an OS and find out. But first I've got to find out why on earth this is messed up. Yeah. That really looks like it's been smooshed in like that at the factory. Yeah, that looks like when they were putting it in the factory, they just didn't quite line it up right. Either that, or someone has inserted something and it just got unlucky and snagged. I can't decide. If that's factory or a snag. I'm gonna have to just cut them off. Unfortunately, there's not a lot more I can do for that. So it's smooshed. It's definitely a technical name. Highly technical name, yes. It's like my wife smushes my face. Usually when I'm in the middle of trying to do something, like coding or whatever. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut you off there, buddy. Hey, Polly Lewis. Twang. Oh, sure. Twang. You watch, I'm gonna get those in my foot one day when I'm walking around in here barefoot. Well, it's not the most ideal, but it's certainly at least going to be better than snagging like it did. Yeah, it's hard to say. It really is. Oh well. At least that should help now. Yeah, if you want sound effects, just watch Lewis doing LCD connectors. That's his favourite. I always yell at him about it, but no, it doesn't stop him, unfortunately. What's this? I'm augmented. I doubt it. I wish I was. Being augmented would have been, yeah, be a great deal of help with this sort of thing. Where did I put that screw? TX6. No. If I was augmented, I wouldn't lose my stuff all the time. Because one of the first things I would program is a device locator. Kind of like they have in Harry Potter when you're trying to find something in your bag. Oops. Yeah, this cable has to go over and under. Done. Yeah, I see Lewis has been pretty busy doing all the lobbying stuff. It's becoming a true business now. Rather than working hard at making his business great, he's going to go the lobbying route and legislate the hell out of any future competitors. Smart move. He's going to find a way to have the likes of Tim and who else does? Yeah, he's going to find a way of absorbing Tim into his business and then gutting the company. Just going to take this Wi-Fi out, give it a wiggle, put it back in. Not that it should actually do anything at all, but I'll have a look at it. Yeah, there's a little bit of junk on there. I don't know if that's enough to cause the problem or whether it's... Yeah, that was a little bit salty. Definitely a bit of salt there. Something resembling salt. Kind of a random capacitor, but who knows? Could be a critical one. Could be something to do, unlikely, but could be something to do with a timing circuit. Oops. What? Remind me of a great dentist. Speaking of which, I need to go to the dentist. It's always so tragic when you grow up as a kid and your dentist says to you, you got marvellous teeth, perfect teeth, no problems at all. And unfortunately you tend to get that stuck in your head even when you're in your late 20s and then your 30s. And you just keep thinking, yeah, I've got perfect teeth, without realising that your mouth is, of course, changing all the time. And yeah. Anyway, point is, you leave it too long and then before you know it, you have not such great teeth anymore. And then you've got to spend thousands of dollars to fix up the consequences of your complacency. Yeah, it sounds like life in general. I would have less problem with dentists for myself anyway, if I can actually understand them. But unfortunately, due to relying on lip reading a lot, once they put their mask on and they're turned away from me, it may as well just be gibberish to me because I really cannot understand anything they're saying. They're probably like, well, Paul, we're about to extract, start the filling. We're not going to bother with any painkillers. You don't want painkillers, do you? And I'm like, what? And they're like, oh yeah, he's good to go. But in all seriousness, it is a bit of an issue because when you don't have the confidence that you're going to be suitably understood when you go to a medical thing or anything really, then you tend to avoid going to such places, which of course just makes the problem even worse. And then of course you get berated. Well, Mr. Daniels, if you'd come in 6 months earlier, we could have saved this or saved that, but no, because you're an idiot and you didn't, you will now spend the rest of your life managing this issue, which will then cause a secondary issue, which you probably also will ignore until it's too late, because it's in your personality. This won't hurt a bit. The last big round of work I had done, they were good, but I was getting a little weary of it, and they just hit the wrong spot at the wrong time, and my legs came flying up off that chair, and they were like, "Oh, sorry." Admittedly, they were pretty sweet about it. They sort of like, patted me down. Cool, it's okay, Paul. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. So what am I, a dog? It's like I'm a cat. Let's see. Dentists can complain that you should go there more often, or they, charging money at least. I've got medical insurance for that, so that's not the problem, thank goodness. 2 years ago, diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Within 9 months, all my top teeth became... Oh man, that's brutal. Oh Wayne, hell man, that's rough. Yuck. For you, I mean, no diabetes year before, so yeah, age does catch up. I've got to be careful. As you all know, I have an addiction for ice cream, and I'm not really getting around as much. I'm starting to pick up a little bit of a spare tire again, and also we do not have squash courts in this town anymore. Now, squash courts used to be where I would burn off all my anxieties and my energy and things like that. But they closed them down because someone who moved in to an apartment that was built after the squash courts were there, and unfortunately the wall was a bit too thin, complained about the noise when people were playing squash, because the ball would hit the wall and you hear the fuck. And so all night, while we were playing, they'd be here, fuck, fuck, fuck. And of course that would drive them insane, I get that. But the point is that one complaint ruined it for everybody, and they ended up moving out anyway shortly after. So they got their win, and then we lost our courts. They moved out. People didn't really move back in there. It's like a big flippin' waste. I was not happy about that one bit. Especially considering the courts had been there since about 1978 or 5, somewhere around that. So it's not like it was something that was put up overnight. Very frustrating, and the only real option I've got is to come up with $250,000 or something like that and build my own courts. English hedgehog. Let's have a look. Oh, thank you very much for the tent. Ooh, I also got paid other money as well. Other things. Cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's called getting fat. No, I call it adding a spare tire around my waist. A motorcycle tire. What am I doing here? Other than just dragging this out. People are going to go, that should have been a 10-minute repair and you made it go for an hour just so that you could get more views on your YouTube channel and advertising money. You're just nothing but a stinking capitalistic profit-seeking bastard. To which I would reply, hell yeah I am. But that's not why I made it longer. Oh, that's okay, Kristen. See, Wayne said, 2 years ago, no heart problems, no high blood pressure, no sugar problems. Check up at 50, doctor's all good. Wayne, man. It makes me scared because, you know, I'm 47, 48 this year. Nelson, no, we only had one set of squash courts in this town, and they got closed down. The town's not big enough, and you know, there's only probably about 30 of us that would play squash now. Yeah, I never get a job working this. Well, the Genius Path thing, I'd never get a job because I'll say, hey, I can fix that board. Oops, I just realised I better put a privacy filter on this. Oh, what's going on here? We've got a fan. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, let's come straight up. Yep, the right person's showing. Damn it. I've forgotten their password. Now I've got to crawl back and ask what the password was. What was the password? Jeez, yeah, life is very indiscriminate. Sorry to hear about that with your daughter, mate. Damn. Yeah, Tim will be back, I'm sure. Ah, I've got the password. Cool, thanks. Oops. Thanks. Okay, let's see if I can put this password in without revealing things that I'm not supposed to reveal. Maybe I'll just put it on my face for the moment. Cool. Now I can do it. Oh, whoops. It's been not having bloody cap locks now? No. What's the bet they've changed their password since... yeah. Doesn't seem to be that password. This looks like a bug exploded on the motherboard. Now we use logic board because people get told it's a logic board. Try that. I'll try that. Sometimes, yeah, anyway. Seriously? Yeah, caps lock people. I mean, not caps lock, but capitalize first letter. Now, what I'm doing here is just trying to find out if the Wi-Fi is functional, because that was the thing that was a bit quirky when we booted it. So, sorry I'm not showing at the moment, but I don't really want to reveal this person's information. They would be a little bit irate at me if I did that. What's this? Who's Jim? What's Jimbo going off about? Is that a red case raspberry? It certainly is, the Lego case one. Triple cut his hair. Okay, so I do have... yeah, Wi-Fi is working and it's showing up everything, so cool. You know, maybe the problem was the fact that because this is a 165, maybe it just didn't interface properly with the MRI. Just never had an MRI issue with it before. Oh, they're running Nortons. Why? God damn. Shut down. Why do people run antivirus on MacBooks, really? I mean, I know you can get some, but really for the most part, it's mostly going to be socially engineered catfishing, not catfishing, spear phishing. Yeah. It's running again. Just have to wash and reassemble, which will take a billion years. A few hours. Alright, customer's going to be happy anyway, so that's good. And let me catch up with the thing. How has MRI been run with no SD for the model? Is the model specific MRI? Spencer, the thing is that the MRI is actually, it's only running by pure luck. It's not meant to be running on this particular model. It's just we get away with it until it gets to about the sensors section on the testing, and then it crashes and burns. But it's useful for me to boot with the MRI even on the 165 board, because at least then you get a screen test. Yeah, you get some idea that things are working. Let's see, I'm on Mount Matthias. A MacBook Pro turns on when DC jack's plugged in, even though the battery and keyboard is connected. Probably something in your 3V42 input section, I'm guessing. It could be so many things. Headman Harvest, would you ever consider iMac boards? Not really. The problem with the iMac boards is that they're so big, and I do not have really the room for having all the different iMac chassis on hand. And excuse me. Yeah, it's just a lot of work. It's a high risk because you're going to have to move that LCD panel on and off. So you're just asking. It's just a disaster waiting to happen, in my opinion, unless you've got a really big area and you've got proper jigs set up and everything to hold everything. I suppose you could just use things like Thunderbolt testing and whatnot, but the point is, it's a major pain in the butt and it's a high risk. It's something I just don't want to deal with. Catfishing, do you use fish as a bait in that case? Yeah. I thought catfishing, you just used a bit of a warped personality and a sense of ruining someone else's life. Alright, so this is done, that's fixed. I have to basically just put this through the ultrasonic cleaner and then reassemble it, and it's good to go. In theory. Now, I do have something else I need to get done tonight. Just first gotta find a spot for this. Beautiful. Let's see. My delightful friend, Mr. Harbinger of Death, CPU killer himself, has gifted me with a piece of very useful equipment. This is a much wanted, much sought after 2015 screen for the A1502. And he's put Captain tape all over it. There we go. Okay, now I need this because I need to see whether this board, which has been sitting in the workshop here for too long, has a proper output for the screen, or whether we've got a screen fault in the main chassis. So this is going to be a real dun 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 type moment. I don't have a key. We're going to put MRI in anyway, even though this is 4000 series board, 4924, it's really not going to work. Let's see how we go. Turn off that. Have you got around to the Mac Mini? No. The problem I've got there is that the drill press... Okay, right, so we've got a bad screen on the person's machine, so the work I've done on this board didn't actually probably end up need doing. This is great, fantastic. I had a feeling it was the screen, but yeah. Now the question is it the screen cable or is it something else? And speaking of which, I want to test another screen. There's that screen I had the bust cable on the other night, and I finally got my stock of replacement cables, so now's a perfectly good time to test it. It would help if it wasn't upside down, Mr. Daniels. Wow, you really don't know what you're doing, do you, Paul? Man, I should become a politician. Where's my MRI stick? Nick Vasey, 1502, bagged a fully working i5 8 gigs. Whoa, 180 quid. Damn, that's good. Because this screen is cactus by the looks of it. Man. So whatever happened when the cable got... Okay, there's no backlight. So the screen is running but there's no backlight. Wait. Doesn't make sense. This is supposed to be 2015. I could see the output on it, but there's no backlight, which would imply that the version of the screens are wrong, but that doesn't make sense. I'm almost 100% certain that that machine was yeah. Blah 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 blah. And just verify that it actually still is functioning. It'll be kill something. No, oops, crikey, now we have. Alright, so for whatever reason the backlight on that other screen does not operate. But we do know this board works, so that's excellent. Now I just have to give the bad news to the person who owns it. Let's see. Another potato morning. Oh, every morning's potato morning. Looks like New York will pass right to repair. It's about time. I mean, New York's about as leftish as you can get. I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner. I guess they had to pacify vested interests first. Who knows? Alright, so it's interesting that... Yeah, how am I going to know which is which? Did I break something? Is there a way I can determine for sure which screen this is? I guess not really. Look at the board that it was matched up to. Yeah, it's definitely a 2015. And it got butchered pretty damn hard. The backlight line was the damaged one, I believe. Let's see, not you. Here we go. There, so Yeah, the backlight line was the one that got knocked off, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense though. Doesn't make sense that would kill the backlight of the display. I doubt the pen's been, unless the... Oh man, it's going to suck if the... Nope, that seems fine there. And we know the board's okay because we tried it on Anel's supplied screen and it worked. So there's something wrong in the display itself. Maybe I ruined something when I was adjusting this, but let me see if I've made a mistake somewhere. Yes, so it's having to drill the shaft out. Like I did make a mistake here, I can see already. See these metal clips? They should be on the outside probably, I'm guessing. Or maybe not actually, no. Does this have to be screwed down for it to function? I'm just not sure what else I could possibly check. The cable's brand new. Oh, what a horrible noise. I mean, sure, I'll check to see if there's a short, but yeah, the cable's brand new, and the output was definitely there on screen. You could see it, but it just wasn't, there was nothing behind it. But we'll check for short. What complaints have we got going on here? No short on backlight. Alright, well, that's it. My work is done for the night. It's getting late. It's like 11:15. I have only had about 2 hours sleep for the last long time. So I really need to kick back. I got the emergency job done. I tested the screen that Anel generously has sent me. To be fair, you know, he's killed so many of my CPUs that I guess you could sort of consider it fair compensation. But hey Annex, I'm just finishing up. I'm sorry. I'm crash and burning. I've got a bunch of programming work to do, but I think I might just have to kick back tonight and watch something mindless like The Circle on Netflix or something like that. Just something really mindless. I enjoy watching that with my wife, to be honest. We sit there and we have the back and forth commentary. It's funny, we thankfully early in our marriage realised that we really prefer to watch movies on our own. If it's a movie we're interested in, like, yeah, where we want to be able to watch it in depth, immerse ourselves in it, we prefer to watch it completely separately. But when it comes to things like lighter things and stuff, we tend to enjoy getting together and having a running commentary with what we're watching. So it's good to find that kind of balance rather than sitting there and spending all your life going, damn, I hate watching movies with this person, and you're not saying anything about it for 30 years. So it's good that we worked that out quickly. Ice cream would be damn nice. Yeah. A0 effect. Sorry, I'm finishing up already. Alright, okay, well, that's it. I'm going to leave it at that. So thank you very much for watching the emergency repair. We got lucky. It was only the one bug and nothing too dramatic. And thank you, Anel, for sending the working screen as well as the replacement flux. This flux is definitely much better than that really deep, dark, amber yellow stuff. So thank you again. Alright, you all take care. Watch out for those bunyips. They will drag you off into their swampy swamps. And be careful, the dingoes, they gang up and they drive you towards the swamp so the bunyip can get you. So I'll catch you next time if you're still with me. See you later.